everybody. Good morning, 10 a.m. Central Eastern European Time. My name is Bartek Więckowski, and today, jointly with my colleague Kate, we are restarting our webinar, or we are starting even our webinar session in this year. Hello, Kate, good to see you.
Hello, Bartek, good to see you too. Hello, everyone. It's nice to see that we are already in quite a big group because there is, I see, 60 attendees. So I think it's time that we will start. Just my computer is not really cooperating and I cannot open the presentation.
Okay, so I can handle for a few minutes. So I saw a lot of people from Romania, from Czechia, from I guess also from Croatia, somebody was. So welcome for today's session. Today we will be talking about something very interesting. We're receiving a lot of questions from you via email. You are also calling us by phones, and we're discussing about rankings, about data, about SciVal features and Scopus features. So today we would like to summarize a little bit all these possibilities, and for example, how to use available features to you, our main group users of especially SciVal, because we are developing it. We are working closely with our developers to adding more functionalities for you, and we are supporting your needs there in this area with other exports, with charts, with benchmarks, because we know that for some of you, for some universities, rankings are quite important in your strategies, and we would like to help you as much as we can with these tasks. Kate, I hope your computer now is ready, or not yet?
It says 75%.
Okay, so
it worked. So this is a good news. I will share a screen in a moment.
Definitely challenging. So I hope it will start soon, and then we can go direct to the session. Today we split, as usual, our speech to you. Kate will handle this theoretical part with slides, and then I will take you for a small tour through SciVal to show you where you need to click to find any of these features. Okay, Kate, over to you.
Thank you. So I won the fight with my computer. So now we can start with the subject of our today presentation, which is Scopus, SciVal Rankings. What is good to know? And as you probably all already realized, we changed the platform. We decided that from this year, we are going to do everything on Zoom webinars. So here it is. We are on Zoom webinar. You have 3 buttons on the bottom. It's Q&A, chat, and raise a hand. If you would like to take a voice, please raise a hand. If you have any questions, please put them into the question and answer. In the question and answer box, you can, of course, except of asking the questions, you can also follow the questions. So you can either like or give a comment to the question that was asked. About the meeting itself, we of course are recording the webinar, and link to the recording and the other materials. I will share it at the end, but it will be also sent to you via email 1 day after our webinar. Okay, so let's start the subject. So we are going to speak today about university rankings and what are they, and what is the goal that Elsevier plays in the university rankings. So although that rankings are not perfect, and certainly they are not taking into consideration all the possible information that you need, they are actually very useful in terms of aggregating large amounts of information into consistent and comparable formats. And this way they are important for the decision makers. They are also highlighting and they are comparing institutions in relative strengths. So we can check in key areas which universities are the best ones. We can also use this as the guidance for potential students, but also for the researchers or the faculty. Also, rankings are telling us a little bit about university's reputation and its global visibility. And it's using the important indicators for supporting academic and institutional goals. So, as many of you all well know, there are many people who are actually, for which the rankings are important, whether from the perspective of students, parents, researchers, academic faculty, or funders. Ranking helps build one perspective on a university's profile and performance based on similar criteria. They help universities understand their global standing, and prospective students and their parents use them to evaluate where they want to pursue their studies. For university management teams, it comes down more to understand more about the rankings and how they relate to reputation and prestige, understanding their global standing for use in strategic planning, and of course, money, so attracting international students, for example, with higher tuition fees. And coming back more, there are basically rankings evolve a lot in the last few years. Probably here Bartek could tell a little bit more, as he was really involved in rankings organization and creating some rankings in Poland. But the truth is that there are more and more organizations that are developing and publishing different rankings, and you can see here how this number of institutions that are responsible for the rankings is growing. The purpose of the university ranking is to actually aspire to measure and rank quality. So they use various indicators to measure the quality of institutions and rank this accordingly. The indicators are retrieved from the institutions themselves, but they are also from various other sources. And from our perspective, from Elsevier perspective, we provide bibliometric indicators based on Scopus, and that's our main task. So at Elsevier, we often get the question what we think is the best ranking, and this is not really a question we can answer, as each ranking has both strengths and disadvantages. And Elsevier is and should always be neutral when it comes to the different rankings, as otherwise our data might not be seen as the neutral one. We believe in working on fundamentals with a basket of indicators as a complement to peer opinion and other metrics. Informed decisions are, of course, always better decision, but metrics should always complement and not replace the human judgment. So well-selected metrics drive positive behaviors. Metrics should not just mean bibliometrics, but any metrics that can be used to measure the quality of an institution. And this can also describe activities related to the funding, collaboration, commercialization, impact. So metrics, when well-defined, they can help monitor and eliminate biases by looking at the data through a neutral lens. And one of the tools that is definitely helping is SciVal, that can help bring the cost of assessment down by understanding some standardized metrics. So the major rankings are THE and QS plus CVTS and Shanghai ranking. Both THE and QS use solely Scopus as a data provider for the bibliometrics that are used in the rankings. In addition to the bibliometrics, THE also, I was going to say also relies on Elsevier to send out a reputation survey, but I think this changed from this year. So now the THE is sending the surveys on its own. Also, the Shanghai ranking is using Web of Science data for the academic ranking of World University. And the CVTS Leiden also uses Web of Science data for the part of the ranking. So before we deep dive into the ranking, let's have a quick look at Scopus. I think this is a slide most of you already recognized. So the Scopus is, of course, source-neutral abstract and citation database curated by the independent subject matter experts. It is effectively the largest curated abstract and citation database of peer-reviewed literature that delivers a comprehensive view on the world of research. So it contains over 84 million publications. There is over 80,000 affiliation profiles and over 17 million author profiles. Scopus places powerful discovery and analytical tools in the hands of researchers, librarians, institutional research managers, and funders. And as I said, it's an underlying data for QS and THE. If we look at simplified version of the Scopus data model, we can see that all these entities are connected to each other. So the affiliations, institutions, and publication. And this allows us to do complex analysis of the data. We can tell you who is doing what in global literature and where they are doing it with quite high accuracy than anyone else. We can also look at the publication history of an author. So we can zoom out to the country or institution level or zoom back into a single publication. By tracking the references of publications, we can also investigate the impact that a single publication has had. And now that you hopefully have a deeper understanding of Scopus, allow me to dive a bit deeper into how Scopus data is being used in THE. So a question that is very popular is which publications are eligible for the World University Ranking. And that's not, I would say, a simple answer for this question. So first of all, we look at the publication time span. So we look at publications that have been published in the last 5 years. So for the last edition that was already published, it was from January 2016 to December 2020. And we used citations to these publications made between January 2016 and the 1st of July 2021. So for the citations, we are checking 6 months more than for the publications, but we are only checking the citations for the publications that were published between January 2016 till December 2020. And for the citations, we use a Scopus data snapshot as close as to the date of delivery as possible, so as close as possible to the 1st of July. Publications of types are used as following. So there are 5 types of publications that we are checking. It's journal articles, article reviews, conference proceedings, books, and books chapters. There is a threshold for the institution, so the kind of minimum criteria. The first one is that for the World University Ranking, the institution must publish minimum 150 publications per year and at least 1,000 publications during the 5-year time span. There is also a special calculation for hyper-authored publications, so-called kilo-authored papers, which are publications with more than 1,000 authors. They are given a special treatment. These are counted fractionally with a minimum fraction of 0.05. This fraction is used in both outputs and impact calculations and depends on the number of authors from a specific institution versus the total number of authors. And last but not least, the THE excludes all output in discontinued sources. So this means that you should focus on publishing in quality sources. If the quality of a journal drops below a certain threshold, the journal becomes discontinued in Scopus, and your publications in that journal will be excluded from the rankings. So, talking about THE World University Ranking, there are 3 bibliometric indicators. The first one is publication volume, or simply the number of publications for your institution. The second one is the international collaboration. So we are checking how many of your publications in the given time span contain more than one author in more than one institution and more than one country code. And the citation impact. So how often your publications in the given time span are cited by other publications. So if we take a look closer for this metrics that are in THE World University Ranking, first of all, we have research productivity. So the number of publications, which is 6%. Then we have citations, which is counted based on field-weighted citation impact. And this is how often your publications are cited. And then we have international collaboration, which is 2.5%. And this is how many of publications are cited, how many publications are published within the international collaboration. Together, we have 38.5% of the points that are coming from the Scopus data. I think that generally output and international collaboration are quite straightforward metrics. However, at 30% of the overall ranking score, citation plays a very important role in the ranking. And for instance, THE uses a 5-year field-weighted citation impact based only on the eligible publications and publication types in their impact metrics. So field-weighted citation, field-weighted citation impact is how it's calculated. So it's calculated using the ratio of the citations received by a publication and the citations that would be expected, which is based basically on the average of citations. For publications, so this is the average of citations for publications that are published in the same year, that are the same type and the same subject area. So we calculate the average for these publications and then we simply divide one number by the other one. So when we focus on the examples, it will mean that if you have FCCI equals 1, then it means that your publication is exactly cited as many times as the average of the world. So you are exactly on the global level. But if the entity such as a university has an FCCI of 2.11, then it means that the university's publications are receiving 111% more citations than would be expected based on the global average. And similar, if an entity has an FCCI 0.87, then it means that the university is receiving 30% less citations than would be expected. And based on this FCCI, which is used to calculate the citation score, the Z score of each institution participating in the World University Ranking, this score is the number of standard deviations from the mean of FCCI. So we also, what is I think important, we also calculate a country normalized citation score by dividing the institution's FCCI by the square root of the country FCCI. And based on this, the country normalized, the global citation score, we calculate then the citation score, which is basically the average of those two. And in the last year and a half, that was too far. In the last year, we put in SciVal some ranking analysis, which are helping you actually to understand the metrics that I was talking about. And Bartek will show you those analyses so you can see how those two are calculated. You can already see here that we have global and also the country normalized citation score, which is, by the way, counted also by the FCCI for 5 years for the country normalized and for the global one. So last but not least, very often we get the question how do I improve my institution's ranking? So as you can imagine, this is one question to rule actually all questions. And the answer to this question is very simple to give, but hard actually to accomplish. At the end of the day, it all boils down to the impact of your research. And in other words, while you need a certain quantity to meet the threshold to participate in the rankings, the quality of your research is ultimately more important than the sheer output volume of your institution. So it is also important, on the other hand, to publish on the right stage, making sure your research is noticed positively and affects your chances of being cited. Another way of ensuring your research is found and used by expanding your network and collaborating, both nationally and internationally. And of course, the reputation plays a large role in rankings such as THU World University ranking, but actually both quality and collaboration ensure that your institution is on the map, so to say. And the most important factor is, of course, time. Focusing on quality and collaboration will ensure your research will get noticed and eventually lead to an increase in your institution's reputation. But this is, of course, something not that you can, obviously not something that you can accomplish over the night. It requires a lot of time, and it will take some time to actually succeed. One more thing about improving your position is that very important for this is are the institutional profiles for the rankings. They are built through multiple inputs to provide as accurate representation of the university as possible for rankings, organization, and customers. So Scopus has automatic algorithm that generated profiles which can be modified and updated by users through the institutional profile wizard. The institutional profile wizard works in much the same way as author feedback wizard, if you've never seen this solution. And universities can use the wizard to modify the affiliation profiles, update organizational hierarchies, and modify contact information, such as names and addresses. So if you are interested in this particular solution, I strongly recommend you to contact us. We will give you a hand. However, small remark, institutional profile wizard is always available for 2-3 people at one university. And yes, and that's why you need to contact directly us to get access to it. Okay, and one more thing is, of course, the SciVal institution profiles, which consist one or more affiliation profiles in Scopus, and what are used to select the bibliometric dataset used for each university in the rankings. So SciVal used to create institution based on affiliation hierarchies in Scopus together with manual curation efforts. Scopus and SciVal are now working together with OGDB, a center underlying database of organizations and relationships between these organizations to create institutions. And this results in Scopus and SciVal institutions always being aligned with the full hierarchy or subset of the hierarchy found on OGDB. For the TEG ranking bibliometric datasets, SciVal institutional profiles are used as the base. So the exact composition of the final institution also depends on discussions TEG and Elsevier have with this organization and regional preferences. So the institutions which result as indicated to the right-hand side of the slide are then used to prepare the bibliometric dataset used by the TEG in their ranking calculations. Okay, I think that's almost it. I would like just to give you a small teaser for what Bartek is going to show you in a minute. So first of all, what we can see in THE World University Rankings. So here is the number of universities that showed up in between 2018 and 2020 in THE World University Ranking. This is basically covering partially the region, so partially Central and Eastern Europe, with a comparison with Finland as one of the Western European countries that we are looking at in Central and Eastern Europe, and we use it very often as a role model. So definitely what we can observe here is that all the Central and Eastern Europe countries are growing. In 2018, we had in Czech Republic 13 universities that were in THE World University Ranking. Now in 2022, we had 19. Looking at, let's say, Lithuania, we had 2 universities in 2018. Now in 2020, we have 5 universities in Lithuania. So we see that more and more universities are above the thresholds, and they accomplish to be in THE World University Rankings. So now the question is how we are working on the quality. And that's one of the examples how you can try to figure out where is the quality and how it's correlated with citation score. So we have here on the X citation score for THE World University Ranking in 2022. And here we have field-weighted citation impact between 2016 and 2020. And as you can see, basically the field-weighted citation impact, as I said, it's a base for citation score. It is correlating with what we can see under the citation score. Another example is how international collaboration is actually influencing on citation score. So here we have the percentage of the publications published within international collaboration. And here is, of course, another time citation score for THE World University Ranking 2022. And again, not so much, but still we see the trend that the higher percentage of international collaboration is, the higher is also the citation score. And I think more such analysis with deep dive will make for you Bartek, and we'll show you also how to do this deep dive analysis. So Bartek, over to you.
Thanks, Kate. It's a lot of information. Sorry for my voice, but I'm still have a sore throat today. But I will try to do my best in a minute with SciVal Live. Kate, could you stop sharing your screen? Okay, thank you. And now I should be able to share my screen with you guys. Okay. Kate, do you see my screen? You are mute, but you're knocking heads. So
yes.
Okay, guys. So let me take you for a short trip through the SciVal. Kate mentioned a lot of information. Please bear in mind, as I mentioned at the beginning of today's session, about the rankings. Rankings should be kind of tool for you, not a goal for you, not a goal for your university, because sometimes we see during our discussion with university authorities in the region that rankings is a goal, the rankings position is a goal. Based on available features in SciVal, you will be in easy way, you can do in easy way your own analysis, your own benchmark in country or with abroad comparators, and then see, okay, where we are, how our strategy resonate in the area of rankings, and where we can, let's say, work deeply in the university to discuss internally, okay, what we can change or how our competitor, how other universities in the country are doing it, that they are visible in the rankings in a better way. We're starting from the main place. So when we log into SciVal, we always land here. And then where we are going, first of all, to overview module to see this ranking overview. Kate was sharing some print screens. Okay, let me select a university and the summary. subpage. I select Charles today for today's session. Of course, we can easily change for any of our available here. So I can switch for Tallinn Tech University, but let's come back for Charles for a sec. And then here on this middle bar, we see rankings as a name. So let's click on it. When I'm clicking it, we see two others on the sub bar. We see overall, and we see the numbers in global rankings. What Kate mentioned, so we see the number in QS, we see number in times higher education, and we see number a position in academic ranking of all universities called Shanghai ranking. So if we would like to go deeper with THE, what is available right now in SciVal, we can click here on the tab, or we can click here, analyze in more detail. When we click on it, we see the deep analysis of times higher education ranking and the position of the selected university. Please bear in mind, we can analyze this by our university, or we can select any university from the times higher list and then analyze through the indicators, of course, bibliometric one based on the Scopus data. On the top hand side here, we have a year to select. As you see, we have a previous edition and the current edition, 2022. If I click on it, you will see that numbers will change immediately. And then, of course, we can go follow all these informations. For all of you who are using reports module, please bear in mind that each of these sections here, on the right-hand side, you have a button to add to reporting and enrich your reporting with some ranking dedicated features, which can be very, very useful for your managers, for your authorities with this knowledge. From the data perspective, Kate mentioned about thresholds, about publications, types of it. Sometimes you're asking us, okay, we would like to see the list of this publication. So when I click here, you see we have an active button, view list of publications, very similar like in, for example, in overview summary. When I click on it, you will see the exporter module with the list of publication, of course, facets left-hand side, if you would like to filter it, for example, to see only papers up to 10 authors. It also sometimes the questions coming from you, or even to see dedicated type of publication, because sometimes this is also a question, okay, we would like to see only the articles, or we would like to see only the conference papers added here. What else? Right-hand side, export is available for you. So if you would like, for example, to check in your institutional repository that, okay, do we have all of these publication in our repository, or let's cross-check all the information or some information available from SciVal, from Scopus data. It's also possible. Even I would like to advise you that maybe this kind of analysis based on, okay, we have, let's say 28,000, 25,000 publication in 5-year publication window in Scopus, but what about our other publication, not in the sources indexes in databases like Scopus? So we can do this such kind of analysis by ourselves, exporting the data from here. Of course, some differences, as you, for example, see here, and also we add immediately some explainers. It means that sometimes, okay, you are coming back to us with the questions, or even everybody who can use SciVal. It can be a bibliometrician, librarian, but also students sometimes. Also researchers sometimes, they're using it and they're coming back to us with a question about, okay, why it's different? So what's going on that is different? So bear in mind that Kata mentioned about it, that we are sharing the data drop. So this is a picture of the data on the one moment of time, and sometimes some publications can come a little bit later regarding any additional issues. So okay, so we can export, we can filter. So for example, if we are interested in to see the publications from only 2020, we can apply, and top hand side here you see the filter is active, applied, and then we see only publications from 2020. We can sort, we can do whatever we like, or even a very important thing, if you like to use SciVal to deeper analysis, for example, you preferring to analyze the publication sets, okay, how big impact is of that publications. Let's say of only up to 10 authors from 2020 from this ranking set, we can save it immediately as a publication set and then go deeper in the analysis in, for example, benchmark module, or even check the topics, because maybe you are interested in natural language processing and topics and topic clusters analysis, to discuss with your researchers. Okay, where is the momentum? Where is our momentum? Where is your momentum as a researcher? And where we can find the optimum way to support our visibility as a university through the rankings also, but also through the other feature, because we are, for example, answering the most important questions in the research web. Okay. What else we have? Kate mentioned this is a scholarly output, so this is let's say the regular papers. But Kate mentioned also about the indicator based on the international papers. Sometimes you're coming back to us with a question, okay, how I can find it from, for example, benchmark or from overview, only these papers. We answer it here. We also create such a button, view only these papers made in this collaboration. So with minimum one person with different country code affiliation. So it means if we have one guy, one researcher from our university, for example, from Charles, Czech researcher, or even not Czech, but affiliated to Charles, and we have somebody else from Poland, maybe from Slovakia, or even, I know, from Hungary here in the region, yeah, it will be here. And the same, we can do the same, completely the same. So we can select 2020, and then we can select up to 10 authors. And then we mentioned about some regions. So let's check. Okay, we have some regions. We can click view all, give some chance to find something. Okay, what we have here, maybe Switzerland this time. Apply filter. So we see this kind of element, this kind of our filtration query, let's call it. And then we see now, okay, this is not 14,000 papers, but we see this is 86 papers done in 2020 or published in 2020, up to 10 authors, and with somebody from Switzerland institutions. So sometimes if you would like to analyze this way, okay, we have, for example, some agreements with other universities, other institutions to cooperate in the research area. Okay, how it facilitate our metrics in rankings, especially because we know that our colleagues, our researchers, they are working quite closely, even they have a lot of, for example, publication, but we don't know how the ranking metrics are supported by these movements. So sometimes you can easily do this kind of checking. Of course, we can do completely the same. So we can export it, selecting what we would like to have, what we would like to see. If we would like to see, for example, any details about publication basics like title, authors, year, and so on, we can select. Otherwise, we can add something else. I mentioned about natural language processing. So here, topic related, we can go to the topics if, for example, topics are important from our perspective. If we would like to see something else, like, for example, the journal metrics, also quite important. You are coming back to us with questions about the journal metrics. So yes, it's possible to take journal metrics with a selected paper in a year of publication, of course. Bear in mind the journal metrics, they are always in a year of publication. And then, of course, CSV or XLS. So also, technically, if you have a repository and you would like to, for example, use any meshing possibilities, automated possibilities to put this data on, check this data with your repository, you can download CSV, and through the CSV use an XML interpreter to do these kind of jobs. Okay. I'm a talkative person, so I hope Kate is monitor my my talkative way today. Okay, what else? We talk about the numbers, we talk about pure data here, but let's go to the metrics. So Kate mentioned about the citation score is here. You see TH World University citation score and some information how it works. So we have to input. We have a global one, 1.24 is FWCI 5-year, and we have a country normalized. If you would like to know deeper, or for example, use in your report to your authorities, what does it mean? You can click here, and you have a short definition here. if you need more, you can learn more, or even add this link as a source to your materials. Okay, well, but some of you can ask, okay, it's blue. What's happened when I click on it? Let's click on it then. When I click on it, you will see these numbers in deeper scope. So it means we have all categories, but also in all years in the window of THE 5-year for the particular ranking. But additionally, we have 11 subject rankings or subject areas from times higher. So if we see that, okay, we can see where we are strong. Clinical, preclinical, and health, 1.52 is much more than all categories. So the overall or average here. What else? Life science, 1.3, so also good over the word average. But what's happened? It's also still blue. So what's happened when I'm clicking on it? Let's click on let's say maybe the preclinical. The same way. We landed in publication charts in THE World University ranking, but only in this particular subject. So we can now, what we can do, we can see this publication from this part. We see the number of it. We have a facets as previously, and then we can do everything completely the same what we are doing in a minute before. So we can export, save publications, and then filter, and so on. So also you are available to see, okay, maybe I'm not interested in a whole university because, okay, we would like to find our way in the subject rankings because we know that we are good regionally, locally. We would like to be sure that we have a good metrics, we are good researchers, and we can build we can use it in our strategy. We can build our position based on the some subjects. So also we can analyze it in a deeper way. The same thing is, for example, heat map. Sometimes I saw during few your presentations, customers, users presentations, that they just use this kind of view and print screen or cut part of the screen and put in the presentation. It's also possible. So I'm fully advise, please use it. It's much simple than, for example, export or copy and paste to Excel. Then using Excel features to do it, you can use it in a fastest way. Just use some features available here, and then you see, for example, lowest to highest with the colors in each year, and you can use it, for example, adding to your reports. So coming back to all of you who is not familiar with the reports, sometimes reports is very useful because you don't need to copy, paste, exporting, and so on. You're just clicking add to reporting, building the report, and then generating PDF, for example, at the end. And then you can send that PDF to your authorities, your colleagues, or even store in your backup if you need to have it for the future. Also, export is available here, and also if you don't like the table view, because I know I'm the table view lover, so don't worry about it. I'm always with the data, and I would like to see in the table. But sometimes even the chart is needed for presentation, for everything you would like to add to your paper, your document, internal document. So also you can use it and export as a chart. You see when I have my cursor on the left hand side here, I have this eye. So if I'm click on it, you will see that this line is going out from the chart in the right hand side here. So easily, if you would like to see only the group of the THE subject, it is also possible to have only limited number of it on your chart visible. Okay, let's come back. The same way, of course, with a country normalized. If I click on it, you will see country normalized the same way, the same features available here, exporting chart and going deeper with each number. Some comparison and breakdowns. So we see the global and the country normalized here only for us, but also we have a button with plus benchmark institution as seen by the THE. So we can add other institutions we will be doing in a moment. Okay, so some comparisons, because if we see two editions of the ranking, if we see two rankings, we know that the 5-year window is moving. 1 year is go out, 1 year is coming. Sometimes you're coming back with a question, okay, we would like to know, we would like to see, okay, what we are losing, what kind of impact we are losing, and what kind of impact we are receiving. Of course, citations, they are not coming in the highest, they don't have the highest momentum in the first year. Sometimes they have the highest momentum in the third, fourth, and the fifth year even. So sometimes you will see that, for example, in 2021, 2015 publications from 2015 is 1.32, but the new coming 2020 is 1.22. So the total one here is 1.24 than 1.28. So it can be a little bit different, but of course, you can easily monitor it, for example, to analyzing, okay, what kind of sources our researchers choose. We can use other possibilities in SciVal to monitor it. Okay, we can monitor it people in each subject of times. I will show you in a moment how to do it even. So the same way with country normalized, so we can click here on the top to split between global and country normalized, and we also see, okay, what's happened, what we are going with. Okay, Kate, do I miss anything here?
No, I'm sorry. I'm losing voice when I don't speak. I think that was everything in terms of rankings. And
okay, let me go then to the benchmark area, because this is my top place in SciVal. So as I mentioned, we have a button here, and of course we can click, or we can go directly by the benchmark. Let me firstly do this way, short way, with those link. Okay, so we land in a benchmark. You see in a benchmark right now, and also the ranking metrics are available. I have some universities here added before, but we can, let's say, deselect all, so nothing here. Generally, in benchmark, it looks like this, so all metrics, but if you would like to analyze deeper with the ranking metrics, you need to split here on a subbar to the ranking metrics. Okay, we need to add somebody here to have something. So let me select Charles again. So we have a lonely Charles here. Sorry, Charles. So let's come back to the table. Okay, so what we have here, we have numbers. Okay, we have some small graphs. If I put my cursor on it, so we have a grow even 16 versus 2020, and also we can click from here. So the same way. We are landing in exporter, facets, and possibilities with export safe as publications. The same here with FWCI. Yes, similar. And at the end, we have a THE score. So if you would like to see more, you can click on it and then view more in THE website. Here is more features. So it means that we can see both years available, 2021 and 2020. When I'm selected, you will see that, okay, we see 2021, 2020, we see numbers, FWCIs, THE citation score. We can use heat map also, okay, but still we have only one university. Okay, let's try to add something here more. So maybe the Tallinn Tech. Let me add something else. Warsaw University, my alma mater. Jagiellonian University. From Denmark, Aarhus University. If I remember correctly, they are definitely from first top 100 of times, or even top 50 of times ranking. Adam Mickiewicz from Poznan, maybe AGH University from Krakow. Okay, let's know. You see, when I'm adding those universities, automatically you see everything, all of these metrics from that university. So we start with Charles. We're doing all our today analysis with Charles. But if you would like to see, okay, let's check University of Warsaw, or let's check Tallinn University of Technology, you can easily click and see the same thing, what you've seen before with your university, for example. Okay, so we see, and now maybe the heat map will be much better. So we see some differences: who is growing, who is declining a little bit, and what's going on with the metrics in a one way. Bear in mind, reporting, I will be still remembering about it, and export is available for you here. But of course, this is a table view, yeah, something for data lovers. But if I would like to see it on a chart, Kate, share with us some charts during the presentation part. Generally, we always, in the past, doing a lot of charts in Excel. We're still doing it, but sometimes we definitely prefer to do even in SciVal as possible for us. So also, yes, if you would like to see something, for example, yeah, we would like to see some metrics here. Okay, so it's a little bit different, but what we see here. So here on a y-axis, we have a THE citation score from 0 to 100. On the x-axis, we see the ranking here. So easily we can look on these our selected group of universities ranked by types. Okay, how their THE citation score changed from ranking 2021 to 2020. And we see, for example, this Tech University is growing from 27.7 to 48.2. The same period of time, Jagiellonian from 64.9 to 66.5. And also we can analyze and we can zoom even if we need to. We would like to put this part to our presentation or other area or report. We can also add it, clicking here, exporting, or just cutting part of the screen. But what we can do more? So for example, we can change metrics available, ranking metrics. So we have a scholarly outputs of papers, international collaboration, FWCI resulting citation score. You have also the information, what is it? So if you are doing something with a ranking report or somebody is asking you, okay, can you show us blah, 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 our ranking? You can easily select from here. I use the very, very simple way in the average of the global citation country normalized, which is visible in the table in the TEG web page. But also, if we would like to only scholarly output, we see also what we have here, and then we can click choose, and we see, for example, the numbers between these both ranking editions. Yeah, we have a ranking here, but maybe sometimes you would like to see the same thing like Kate show us today. So on the y-axis, we have there, if I remember correctly, it was FWCI. So let's see the global one, not country normalized, because it's a little bit different countries. We have a FWCI on the x-axis. Okay, what I need to deselect. I need to select only one to have active. You see, you cannot put both ranking editions. You need to have one. So top hand side, no all years, but only select one. Then this metric is active to change easily. And then on the x-axis, we select THE citation score and choose. And we see almost similar like Kate. Of course, we don't have a flags here because if I remember correctly, we added in Excel. But in a bubble metrics, we can also add some more information. So for example, okay, Kate mentioned about a very important thing about the international collaboration and correlation between the position and the citation score. Am I right, Kate?
Yes, but
okay.
actually on my graph, the size of the bubble was the scholarly output.
Oh, scholarly output. Okay, we can change it easily. Here we go. Okay, so now what we see our house. Where is Charles? Charles is probably here. Okay, Charles, AGH from Krakow. What we have here, Tech University. Okay, and for example, graph is ready to put into the presentation or put into the report if this is our competitors, for example. Or sometimes, okay, we see the situation from the 2022 edition. Okay, but the question is 2021. Simple way. We don't need more clicks, one click, and everything is ready the same way. And if we would like to compare or describe the comparison between these two situations, we need only the graphics. Simple way. Add to report in the export, and we have. Okay, sometimes we add our house there on the top of the ranking. We don't need to have them here. Okay, boom. No more possibilities here. But also other features from the benchmarking is available. What is available, for example, if this is our university, we're from Charles today. So we can click here and then change to see axis in the middle of the graph like this. Okay, we are here. So these guys are here, these guys on the top of us. So we can do what they're doing differently than we are doing, and how we can, let's say, approach to build our position better in the rankings. Okay, so maybe we change, not 2021, this is a past, so let's see now. Okay, Charles is here, we are here. Our house, we don't need you here. All right, so we see this all graph, we see also those names. Of course, we can switch off the names here on the right hand side. We can click on the bubbles, the points here, And so we can add, of course, any other university, but very important thing, you will see only the universities on the THE ranking list. So it's not available, is the university is not ranking in times. They don't have a data from for that ranking. Okay, Kate, I think it's 5 minutes, last 5 minutes. So I guess I'm done with everything, I hope. What you would like to ask me to show today? If we have any questions, comments, or something, feel free.
Yes, there's one question. Let's start with the questions. So the question is, can I calculate the average value of field-weighted citation impact for a scientific field, and how?
Okay, for a scientific field. How we define scientific field?
That's a good question, but let's say it's OECD classification.
Okay, OECD, okay. It's a good question. So as you see here, I come back to the overview. It will be the simplest way to show you this kind of feature. So first of all, I have the ranking classification of times. When you click here on the subject area filters, you will see that I have the same 11 what we've seen, for example, in the moment of FWCI analyzing in times. But when I click here, I can select other classification schemas. I can select Ford, is the schema from Frascati manual. I can select ASJC, it's a domestic classification of database, Scopus database, or even I can use QS. It's another one ranking. So let me select Ford, the classification schema from Frascati manual 2015. And then you will see everything here like even similar because the numbers are similar or even the same. But if the question is, okay, let's go to the engineering and technologies, but not to the whole engineering and technologies, let's go to the chemical engineering. Kate, you are chemical, yeah? Engineer. Or biotech, no, chemical.
Biotechnologist.
Sorry, Kate. I always
engineer.
Biotechnologist. Okay. So let me click on it. And okay, oh my goodness, numbers change dramatically sometimes. So what we have here, we have only the output affiliated or correlated with a chemical engineering sources. So we have a papers, publications only for the sources which has in their scope the chemical engineering mapped from ASJC codes to the Frascati F4D classification. And then we have a number of it, and the FWCI calculate based on the papers and the citation from it. So I hope these kind of things answer that questions. If not, I will kindly advise to contact us after the session. So we would like to understand deeper what kind of scientific field you are interested in and how we can help you, because also in SciVal you can create all your own research areas based on the available materials. Okay. Something else? Any other questions, comments? I see a lot of greetings. Greetings to everybody, guys. Yeah. Oh, even from Germany. Hello. Happy to
Yes,
see
I would say that we have a very international audience today, which is great. I think that many people missed us because we had quite a long break. The last webinar we had in December. So yeah. I'm very happy to see that that we all met together today after such a long break. And I think I will use the screen and I will close today's session with some information. So about the certificates, yes, that's of course possible to get the certificate. You need to go to this website and put this workshop code, and this way you can click submit and get your certificate. The links, so the link to the workshop, also the code will be shared also in the email that is going to be sent tomorrow. So please just wait for the email and you will immediately get all the necessary information. We would also appreciate a lot your opinion. So please please fill in the survey. Please tell us what you think about the workshops, what what else you are looking for. There is the link also is going to be sent tomorrow via email, so no worries, you don't have to copy all these things. And now about what's next. So there are more topics that we are planning to cover during this first half of the year. We already published all the webinars that we planned on the Elsevier online training hub, so you can check there. The next webinar is planned on 29th of March. So in 2 weeks, we are meeting on the webinar about data. We are going to share with you what kind of, how we use data, what kind of use cases we can show you. We will show what kind of analysis we are doing based on the data that we have in Scopus. And I think that will be really nice webinar that will give you a lot of information, but also a lot of ideas for what else you can do in Scopus and SciVal. There is, of course, the link to the dedicated event page, as I mentioned, where you can download the certificate or you can download the slides. The link to the recording will be sent in the email tomorrow, so just please look for the email in your email box. I'm sure you will find it. And from my side, I think that's everything. Bartek, would you like to add anything?
I would like to say thank you to you. Thank you to everybody who joined us today. It was lovely to talk to you, to speak with you even, because we have more possibilities to exchange some thoughts. For example, we have a chat here, what we don't have in BrightTalk in the past. And I hope during next our webinars and other activities, like for example, we have a dedicated 3 events, like name SciVal Camp. Yes, am I right? That we call like this, or SciVal Marathon, we can say, because it's 3 days, day after day with us and with SciVal. So we kindly invite you. You can find all links in Elsevier Training Hub. And I would like to say thank you very much for today and see you soon. All the best, guys.
Yes, thank you very much. See you soon. And as Bartek mentioned, next week there is also a SciVal Camp 2022. So this is the first edition, but we plan to do it every year. So we warmly invite you for the first edition. We will be speaking for 3 days about SciVal with you. And I would like also to mention that I'm really sorry for my voice, but we are just both of us actually, we are recovering from some problems with our health. So if there was something not really greatly hearable, we are really sorry, but we are trying our best today. Thank you very much. I hope that next week our voices will be perfect, no problems with health, and see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.